Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Cassie with Created by Cassie, and thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me tonight. We're going to have such a great time. I am really excited to show you the projects that I have created, but if this is your first time watching me, go ahead and put this emoji down in the comments so that I can say hello and welcome you to my channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell so you are notified anytime that I go live. And I would love to send you a card in the mail if you haven't already. In the description, I have a link you can sign up for my email list, as well as my mailing list. I just send out cards. You can also add yourself to the birthday card list as well. I would love to put you on that list. I actually just did some of those cards this afternoon. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So for tonight, we are going to be working with the Branching Out bundle. This is such a pretty bundle. It's like delicate. It's really, really, really nice. I really enjoyed working with it. So you go ahead and point you down and we will get started. So if you haven't seen it, this is the bundle we are working with. Branching Out. Isn't that beautiful? All of those, the branches here. So our sentiments are wishing you a day filled with many happy moments, to a very special someone, sent with lots of love, from our family to yours, happiest birthday wishes, thinking of you brings joy to my heart, hello, I love this font, it's so pretty, and then friend. And these are little, what I use them for is kind of like snowflakes, and I use these as berries. So that's just kind of how I interpreted them. But you do get the long branch and the short one, and there's also a little tiny one, so you can add pieces off. This stamp is a 3, and this stamp is a 3. These are individual, and then this is an individual. And this is a photopolymer stamp set. Let me take my plastic off here so I don't blind you with that. All right. So it is a photopolymer. Hey, Bev, how are you? So it is a photopolymer. So you do get the 3 here, and then there's the 3 here. 1, 2, 3. And then you have this separate one all by itself. And then you do have the 2 separate pine cones here. You also, if you do the bundle, you get the dies. Look at these. Aren't these gorgeous? And they have like a little dot kind of detail on them. Well, it's more like a dash, but it's so pretty. We're going to use this tonight. I had a lot of fun playing around with this. These are for the branches, and then these are the little berries, and then you do get a little pine cone here. And yeah, I'm excited for this bundle for tonight. So our first card for the night is going to be this one right here, and it is a pretty fun fold. So let me get it up here so you see that sparkle. I used Wink of Stella on it. So pretty, and I love this font here. I even did Wink of Stella on the hello. I don't know if it'll shimmer on the hello or not, but it's definitely shimmering up here. And it's going to open like this, and it's a little easel card. So it's going to sit like this. But the inside, let's see, it goes this way, is this here. Isn't that beautiful? Hi, Amy. How are you? So pretty. So let me go ahead and show you how I made this. And I did get to use my favorite, the birds. Oh, I was excited. I haven't used them in forever, it seems like. All right, so we have a cloud cover base, and this is the front piece is just scored in half, so it's 2 3/4, because you just want it to be equal here. And then we're going to burnish this really well. There we go. And then here. And so we have the start of our card here, but it's going to go this way. So you see here, this part right here, we're going to glue this to here. And so this is going to go down actually. Yeah, like that. So it's going to be kind of like, the base is going to look like this. And for our front here, we have a white, we have another piece of cloud cover, and then we're going to have a white mat right here. And then we have a pool party piece of cardstock that's going to go right in here. And we're going to stamp little like snowflakes. That's what I used them as, with snowflakes. I don't know if that's what they are, but that's what I used them for. And that's going to be this stamp right here. I don't know if you can see it. It's a weird shape. It's this one right here. And to do this, grab a block here, we're going to use Coastal Cabana, and I'm pretty sure that's the color I used. And guys, I just did these cards over the weekend, and I've already forgot what color I used on that. I think it's Coastal. We're going with Coastal. All right, so I put my my stamp here on the block, and I am just going to stamp here, and I'm actually going to grab my stamp off paper so that I can stamp off a little bit. All right, and it does have this kind of like corner angle a little bit, so it's kind of nice getting into these little corners over here, and you can just move it all around, which is what I did too, so it just didn't look like it was the same everywhere. Let's go this way. Here we go. This is such a pretty stamp set. I think I might have done, that might actually be Pool Party, but we're going with Coastal Cabana. I actually like the brightness of it. It's really pretty. And so we're just going to go all the way down here on our, let's see, let's get this piece in here. Here we go. This is such a fun bundle. Do you guys have this bundle yet? It is beautiful. I saw it. I think this is this a mini or an online exclusive? I can't remember. Can't keep them straight. But when I saw it, I was like, oh, I love that one. So pretty. And if you get pieces like, or sections like this, where it's kind of open, just get a little bit of ink and then just kind of put your stamp to the side and then just stamp one at a time or two at a time. And that will just lightly put it down there, and that'll, oh man. Well, at least our thing will cover that up, our label. Let's see, let's go this way. Get that corner there. Yeah, these dies are gorgeous, aren't they? They're so much fun to play with. All right, here we go. Just gonna get one in here. I just like to, that's why, because I've got ink on the corner. That's why I keep doing that. All right, I just want to make sure I don't have any like empty spots. All right, now, oops, let's go ahead and we're going to glue this together. So it's going to, I don't think I need this for the moment, so we'll put this down here. So we're going to glue our piece of Pool Party with our, where's my glue? With our snowflakes on to our basic white mat here. And I'm just going to use my green glue, which keeps getting clogged even though I close it. I'm not really sure what the deal is. All right. So I've been trying to do better about keeping keeping my glue closed so it doesn't do that. All right. So we've got that piece there. Then we're going to take our front piece, just not the base of our card, but just the, this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 here. And we are going to put dimensionals on here. And let's get a new thing of dimensionals because those I've used a lot. Here we go. So we're going to use dimensionals and pop this up. Let's see. It's always hard when I start a new pack of dimensionals, getting them going. That one there. That one had the back come off of it. All right. And then I'm just going to take off the backings here. Which one was that one? All right. And I'm going to make sure this is my little goof is at the bottom there. And I'm just going to center this like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to attach it just to, sorry, I'm not in frame, just to this bottom piece here so that when we put it on our base here, it's going to sit up. So we're going to have our card base like this. It's a standard 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. And then you're going to go 2 3/4 scored in the middle, just on one side. And then you're going to bone fold it down. So you have, it's going to look like this. There we go. It's going to look like that. And then we are going to put, I like to put the glue on here because then I know exactly where it's going. Whereas I guess if I put it on the actual back of this piece. All right, so I want this one to go down. So I'm just going to line these corners up with these corners down here. And then I like to push it down to make sure. And see, I don't have my cap on my glue. All right, and then I'm going to push it down this way. So I just want to make sure that it is straight. So we have glued it to the piece right here. I'm just going to make sure that that is down. All right. So then we can have it come up like this. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to work on our front here, which is super pretty. So I have already cut out all the pieces. Let's see. And how I did this, because the die is a full die like this. So what I did was I die cut them out in green, and then I just cut off the edge of that stem there, that branch. And I did the same thing with the branches, except I left a little bit on there because that's where I want to glue my green pieces to. And these are shaded spruce for the pine needles, and then this is which one? This is pecan pie. I was going back and forth with pecan pie and crumb cake. I wasn't sure which one I liked, but I think I settled on, well, I know I settled on not pumpkin, pecan pie. All right, so I'm just going to glue these down. So it's going to be just like that. You just line it up right there at the curve. And the pine needles are slightly different. I will show you that in a second here as soon as I glue. So I try to make sure that I get the two different ones on one. All right. So here, these are slightly different. This is a bigger hole than this one, and just so that gives it variance or whatever, variation. So I try to make sure that I do the two different on each one. And we're going to do that again. And I like to keep these pieces up here off because they come out the top. So I'm just going to cut those off. I just like just a tiny bit of it on there so that it'll hold it on there, but you're not going to see it behind the green piece. All right. And for me, it doesn't matter whether you put which side you put them on. I just preferred that they were different, the two different versions of the pine needles there. All right, and then we're gonna do, got that on me there. Nope, I can't glue with scissors. All right, so we're gonna put a little bit here, and then I forgot to pop out these pieces there. There we go, and then this one. Here we go. Perfect. Come here. Just like that. Then what we're going to do, I'm going to move these out of the way. Actually, I'm going to put my die back before I lose it. These are going to scoot over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to, let me see, make sure I'm in frame here. Okay. We're going to set our branches out the way that we want them. So I had one kind of like this, and then I put one kind of lined up underneath. I got glue on me, so it wants to stick. So I kind of put it a little bit underneath this branch right there, so it kind of looks like it is part of it. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to flip these over, and I'm going to put these little small ones just here on the back of the pine needles here. Make sure I have a small enough one. Here we go. See, you can't see them. Actually, you can see that one. Well, I thought I had it good. Let's go this way. There we go. All right, now you can't see it. All right, and I'm going to take these off. And I like to start at the edge so then I can work my way out. And I'm going to put a little tiny dab of glue just on the end here. Just on that tip right there. And I am going to push down on that glue and then push down on those dimensionals there. And then this one, we're going to do the same thing. Let's see, put this one here. That's what I love about these little ones here. You can use them for everything. All right, let's take these off. They're perfect for these little tiny pieces like this. All right, and then I'm going to put a little bit of glue here. Whoops, that was a lot of glue. All right, and then I am just going to stick this right under here. See, just like that. And then I'm going to push down those dimensionals. So it's going to look like that. And then I put just one here because I wanted 5. So what I did is I took this one here and I just snipped it. And I'm trying to see which one it was this one here is the one I used. And this one, I'm going to have it come out. Let's have it come out here. Whoops. I dropped my tag. And if I do that, my dog Dublin's going to get it and chew it. Because he thinks he's helping when he does that. Let's put our dimensional on first. All right, and then take this off. Sometimes these little ones are really hard to get off. All right, and then I'm just going to stick a tiny bit of glue. And then Just tuck it right under there. Just like that. And you can, if you want, you can pick these off, and it still allows you to kind of move them around. So if you decide you want it a different way, you can do that. All right, and then we have these, these berries here. So these two are real red, and this one is cherry cobbler. And for this, I just glued just the end right here. I kind of liked the movement that they had without being all the way glued down. Let's see. And grab this one. And then I'm going to put this one down here. Let's go right in here. Just want to make sure that that is underneath that branch right there. And then I want a cherry cobbler, and it's going to go over here. Oops, get in there. There we go. Just want to make sure he is in there. There we go. Yeah, we can't see the edge. Perfect. All right. Then, so that's what that's going to look like. And I like, you can glue it all the way down, but I kind of like the movement and the, because the pine needles do the same thing since they are on dimensional. It gives it nice dimension. You see that? I really enjoyed that with this set here. All right, and we're going to do 2 pine cones. And these are from the bundle. And I'm going to grab my dimensionals here, and we're going to dimensional these on. Got that one stuck on me. All right, and then this one. And you can just place them wherever you like. I put the piece, like the branch piece, whatever, that little nub right there, I put that under the branch, but you can put it on top of the branch if you want. And then I'm going to do this one over here. And I kind of like them at an angle. Here we go. Just like that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, then we're going to do our hello, and that is in basic white, and that is the, I'm pretty sure, is that the smallest? Did I cut that wrong? Nope, that's right. I don't think it's this, is it the smallest? I don't remember. It is. It's the smallest of the dies here for this right here. And then we're going to use the hello stamp from the bundle. And I'm going to grab my block, and this is Misty Moonlight. I thought it was, I went through so many different colors before I landed on Misty. I wasn't liking anything. It wasn't looking good. All right. And make sure I'm in frame here. Just going to stamp this down. Just like that. Isn't that pretty? I love the way the Misty Moonlight is on here. All right, then, if I can get it, I'm going to flip it over, and we're going to put dimensionals on. And I did 5, 1 on each corner, and then 1 in the middle, because I don't like my cards to sag. So I always put an extra 1. And let's see if I can get that off. There we go. All right. Then what we're going to do is we are going to just tuck it under this one here. There we go. And then we're just going to get it as straight as we can and as centered as we can. That is not centered at all. Let's see if I go this way. I'm trying to remember how I did this. This is how I did it. All right, I think that's good. All right, just like that. And it just tucks right under this one because we have our dimensional down here. And so we have all the free moving here. You can glue that part down if you want to, but it's not necessary, I don't think. All right, so we're going to work on the inside piece, which is going to go here. And it's going to look just like this. So I'm going to use this piece here. And then, actually I didn't. I did 2 full. So I have this one and I'm missing one. Well, we're going to do 3 then. 1, 2, 3. It's better in odd numbers anyway. I probably dropped it. All right, so I'm going to put glue here. And then just going to glue these down. And these are glued to the basic white here. Just one of the pine cones is put on a dimensional. There we go. Maybe not. Scoot you over here. Okay. All right. So we're going to get our white here, and I'm going to glue this down because I like to see where it's going to sit. So I know a lot of people don't like to glue it because you might make a mistake, but you know what? I'll just glue right over top of it. I've done that a lot. And I did do this 5 1/4 by 4 so that when we have it down, the basic white on the top will match up with our basic white here on the bottom. All right. Now, where did they go? Right here. I am going to take and glue these down, but I want to just make sure I know. So I want it to go right about here. And I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glue. Now, I did try to use seal on this, and let me tell you, it was messy. So I recommend either using your adhesive sheets, which would have been smart for me to do, but I didn't, or to use green glue. There we go. And I just want to pick up, here's my tool. Whoops. Oh, I forgot I put my thing in the glue there. I just want to make sure I have this guy up so I can put this guy underneath. And he's a bit long. So let's cut some of that off. And there we go. I'm going to put this one right in here. And push that down. There we go. And stick it under this. There we go. That's better. All right, so it's going to be able to sit just like this. Then we are going to glue down a cherry cobbler berry and then another real red. So I'm going to put the cherry cobbler, put him down here. I'm going to tuck him there. Then we're going to do our real red here. Whoops. And let's put this one here. Trying to find my spot. There we go. I always like to tuck it under. Pick these pieces up so I can put it underneath it. There we go. And then I can pick these up. You guys take your pick tool a lot. This is like a dollar store one just because with my rheumatoid arthritis it's easier for me to hold, but man, I use this thing all the time. All right, so we're going to put one pine cone glued. And let's glue this one. Glue him right here. I can get him underneath, but we're just going to put him on top. It's all good. And then let's turn him sideways so he's not on our berries. And then this one, we are going to put a small dimensional on. And then I'm just going to lift this up here. And, whoops, I'm going to set this where I'm going to want it to hit the edge, like that. So that this is going to be your stopper for your card there. All right, then I used a blending brush, and I used Pool Party, and I just did a couple little swirls. These swirls were a little dark on accident. I didn't realize I had as much ink on it as I did. I didn't add any, it had a lot of ink, I guess. So those were, I had to commit to that. All right. Then, hey Carol, how are you? Then we're going to use Wishing You a Day Filled with Many Happy Moments, which is from our bundle. Wishing You, that's this one here. So let me swap these here, and we're going to again do Misty Moonlight. It's so pretty with this set. All right. I didn't set that on there very good. All right. And this is a pretty thin font. I'm going to put it over here because I put my berry a little low. All right. There we go. Just like that. Isn't that pretty? That Misty Moonlight is just really, really subtle, but pretty at the same time. All right. Then we're going to take our, I call it Stella, but it's the Winka Stella, and we're going to glitter everything. So I did the pine cones. I did the green, the pine leaves, I guess. I guess this is a pine. Is this a pine? I don't even know. These leaves or something, whatever they're called. And I guess I should have Googled that to know what I was talking about. So I just glittered these up, and then I also glittered, whoops, the berries, because we have to glitter them, right? That's what Winka Stella's for. And we're going to do this one. And this one. Where'd it go? There it is. And then I need to get this here. And I actually went down the hello, just traced it. You probably can't see it on camera, but in person it's stunning. It's so pretty. It just glistens. The hello just stands out perfectly. So I just used the very tip and just followed that outline. I get it? Yep. All right. And then on the inside, I did just the pine cones. Because that's just kind of fun when you open it. It kind of has a little bit of that shimmer there. And then we just need to embellish. And for that, I used our iridescent pearl basic jewels. I love these, but they look like little snow falling here. They're so pretty. So let's put a couple. No, the bird's going to go there. So let's put this big one here. That one. And we'll do this one here. And I think I did 4 of these because then I was going to have my bird. So we'll put this one here. And then we have our adhesive backed dragonflies and birds. And I'm going to use one of these birds. You guys know I love these. I haven't used them in a while. Oh man, I thought I had you. There we go. Just like that. And that is our first card. Isn't that beautiful? See that shimmer maybe? Yep, there it is. So pretty. And then when you open it, it just sits up. Just like that. So cute, right? I think it's gorgeous. So pretty. I really love the shaded spruce with it. It makes it kind of pop off that blue, like the pool party here. All right. Our next one is probably my favorite one of the night. So let's put this one over here too. And I just think this is so pretty. Come here. Right here. Isn't that gorgeous? It's so pretty. I did use some of the white glimmer paper, but and then the inside just is simple with just a couple of the pine cones. All right, but for this, oh, this is another version you can make too. This was my first version. I wasn't super into it. I like this one. This one was my final. And let's see, I don't want to lose any of my pieces here. All right, so these right here are from the long die that is in our, if I can get it off here, this die right here from our bundle. And there's my pieces. All right, so we have our Secret Sea card base here. I'm going to burnish that. And then I'm going to glue the, let's see. Yep, I'm going to glue. This is Coastal Cabana. Love these colors together. They're really, really pretty. And I'm just going to glue this here in the middle. Just like that. And this is going to be on the front here, but I want to do this first. So this is the Falling Snow. I think that's what it's called. Falling Snow paper. Our new paper here with those embossed snowflakes. And how I did this was I took the tip here. You see it's got this little piece at the top. I stuck that so it was, whoops, just slightly over. And then I just tucked it right behind, just like this. And then I just added glue, just a little bit in random dots. Random berries. I guess they're berries. And then I just hook that right there. And I'm going in between the snowflakes. And I'll show you that in 1 second. Glue this sucker down. All right. Let me see. I can show you. You see right here, we have a line here where there's no, it's just plain, there's no snowflakes there. That's where I'm gluing these, is in between those. And so I'm going to do that again. And this is so I get it the same, kind of the same length for each one. So whichever one I start with, I tuck it back, and then I just match these up with the following ones and then tuck it back. And that way when I go to lay it down, I know exactly where to put it. Darn, that was a lot of glue. And you could use your adhesive sheets for these too. I just wasn't smart and didn't do it. All right. So then I'm just going to hook this on here. And then pull this guy over. There we go. Yes, thank you, Elaine. Yes, please like and share this video. I'm so close to 500 subscribers. That's so exciting. All right, so we have 2. And we're going to do 4. I just did an extra one because you guys know me. I always lose one. So I made myself an extra so that I didn't lose it. Or if I lost it, I had it. All right. Let's see. So then I'm just going to tuck this here. And whoops. It just comes out fast when you don't want it to. Just a little bit. Okay. And then, let's see, I'm going to hold this down further. Tuck him here. Get you on there. And then I'm just going to pull it down. There we go. And then our last one, and I know this is an even number, but that's for the measurement across, that was all I could do, was 4. Because I wanted to go in between the snowflakes and cover up those lines. Where it had just the paper, it wasn't with the, this guy is moving too much. Without the snowflakes. All right. And this is our last one here. Here we go. Make sure these are on. Now that the glue has kind of had time to dry. All right, so we are going to glue this piece onto our Coastal Cabana. Which, is that Coastal Cabana or is that Summer? Yeah, it's Coastal Cabana. It just looks, it looks Summer Splash in my lighting to me. All right, so we're going to glue this. I'm putting extra glue since it's got the embossing on it. And then I'm just going to center this here. There we go. Whoops, come back here. And I love my green glue because it lets me have some time to get it exactly where I want it. All right, then I'm going to flip this over and we are going to use our dimensionals and we're going to pop this up on our Secret Sea card base. Isn't it such a pretty combination of colors? I was surprised when I put them together and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Let's see, this one and this one. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to make sure that my, the ends of the, this is where we tucked the strand behind. So you want the piece where it just is kind of hanging down. You want that at the bottom. So when you attach it, you're going to want that tucked piece at the top of your card. And there we go. Isn't that so pretty? You could leave it just like that. Put a sentiment like, woo, that's so pretty. Okay. Now we're going to do our branches here. And I did go ahead and already glue those because I wanted to show you one, but then I didn't want you to have to watch me glue all of them because there's a lot to glue. All right, so I did one Coastal Cabana and one, this is Bubble Bath. Yeah, Bubble Bath and Coastal Cabana. So I just alternated. And I did leave this one so I could show you. So when I cut them out, it's got this little stem right here. I just trim that. I follow that curve, and I just trim that right off, just like that. So I just want to show you that so you could see that. All right, so let's do our sentiment actually, because that's going to go in the middle. So I have a piece of basic white, and this sentiment is thinking of you brings joy to my heart, which is also from our bundle, Thinking of You. That's this one. And let's see, get my block here. And this is going to be in Secret C. Let's see, I've got it right here. So I'm going to open this very carefully because I like to get the dark colors on me. I don't know if anybody else is like me, but I'm really good at it, especially Pretty Peacock. Okay, and I want this to be super straight, so I'm actually going to try to do it straight on. I mean, I want it centered is what I meant, centered. I said straight, but center. Just going to hold that down a second. That's pretty darn straight. All right. Carefully close that. All right. Isn't that beautiful font? I love the writing in this bundle. So make sure he's dry. Yep. Okay. Whoops. I don't know about you guys, but I like to smear my sentiments for some reason. All right. And then I'm just going to put a small one here in the center because I want it popped up, but I want to have room to be able to tuck my pieces underneath. Come on. So if I put a small one in there in the center, I have enough room to be able to tuck. And then I'm just going to line it up on each side of the white here. I have it cut exactly to fit right in there. Well, at least I hope I do. Probably should have checked that before I stuck it. Yeah, I do. All right, and I'm just going to make sure that it is straight. There we go. So just like that. Then we're going to take our pieces right here, and we're just going to tuck these behind. And again, we're just going to do little pop the tops, the pine needles. They're not really pine needles because they're colored now, but you know what I mean. This one's stuck together. And then we're going to just glue that bottom piece. I think that came off of that. Maybe it came off of that one. And then, since I have this one stuck to me, stick this one here. All right. Let's see, I'm going to take these off. I feel like I'm missing a... I am. Here we go. Okay. I was like, where did it go? All right. So the bottom was where I wanted the edges to be my coastal. So here we go. And I know it's upside down, but it got that piece stuck to me. It's easier for me to kind of tuck it that way. All right, you're gonna go under there. There we go. There we go. All right. And Perfect, just like that. This guy's a little bit crooked there. Okay, and then we're going to do the same to the top here. And I need one more dimensional here. And these are crumb cake. These are the branches here. Oh, that one's done. This one's crumb cake. Instead of, I thought that the pecan pie was a little too dark. I wanted this a little bit more light. Hey, Amy, my new favorite dies. Yes, they're so pretty. They're so pretty. I had a lot of fun messing around with colors and figuring out what went together and how I could make it so it didn't look super Christmassy. All right, so I'm going to cut these just a tad bit more so I see them there. Okay, so then we are going to glue these down. And let's see. Yep, we want the pink one here. And this blue one. It's not blue, it's Coastal Cabana. It's like a teal. I didn't cut it enough. Let's see if I can get this behind here. There we go. I just don't like doing that if I have glue on it because it gets my scissors gluey. All right, so we have this. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to snip it. And then we're going to put the pink one up here. I'm actually going to snip some of this off too. But I need a dimensional before I do that, huh? All right, let's cut a couple of these since I ran out of my little ones. All right, so this one, and you don't have to glue. I think I glued this one down when I tucked it, but I'm thinking now it doesn't necessarily need glue because they're not really moving. All right, I'm going to tuck this one here. There we go. And then we're going to do our coastal on the bottom. So I did the bubble bath on top on the outside, and then on the bottom I did the coastal on the outside to kind of give it a little bit of a different look. Oh, isn't that so pretty? It's a little bit not like how I have this one where it's a little bit closer together. That's better. All right, then I'm going to put down, I have, this is our retired white glimmer. But you guys know I love my glimmer, so I'm going to use it. But we do have, it's like it says it's green, but it's like a light green, but it's kind of like a silver. You can use that as well. It just didn't go with my paper. So, and we all like to use our retired stuff still, right? All right. So we're going to do one on top and then two on the bottom. Thank you, Elaine. Yeah, this one's a really, really pretty one with the colors. All right, so we're going to stick this guy here. And I am gluing these down underneath the sentiment. And then I cut this one. So I'm just, whoops, I am just going to snip that off. And let's put a little bit of glue, and then this one's going to just tuck right under here. So it looks a little bit different. There we go. Stay. Isn't that pretty? And then for our inside, we just have a piece of basic white, which, you know what, I didn't cut it, but that's okay. I think I didn't cut it. Yep. So you're just going to do your basic white and then a pine cone on each corner here, top and bottom corner. And then we're going to embellish with our iridescent faceted gems. I think these are still on the last chance list. They were, I think, yesterday when I looked. And we are going to put 3 of these on. I'm going to do one of the large. Put this one here. Sorry, I'm not in frame. Whoops. And then pull this guy out. I've been going through my embellishments slowly and putting, because they put a little stick, like a piece of tape back there, and I like to just pull mine out like this. And I've been slowly going through them and putting the embossing buddy, just tapping it over it so that it gets unsticky, because it's driving me nuts, because I can't pull them out. And when I try to pull them out, they all pop off the plastic sheet there. All right. And that is our second card. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that shimmer. So pretty. I love that card. It's so pretty. Probably my favorite of, I don't know, I like a couple of the other ones too. I like them all because I made them all, but all right, I don't want to lose that. And our next card is, whoops, here. This one here, it's also a fun fold. God, isn't that pretty? This one we're going to stamp our branches on. So, all my little pieces out of the way. And this is an alternate that you can do with another sentiment instead of the hello. Since we already used the hello, you can do the sent with lots of love on there too. I just did a little 1/8 of an inch border there of this is a shaded spruce, and that is, that's cherry cobbler ink. So that's an alternate that you can do for this one. If you don't like the hello, if you want something different. And I think for this one, we're actually going to do the alternate instead of this one. So let me switch. Go that way. All right. So we have our shaded spruce card base here. Which way is the front? I didn't score it. That's why. All right. So this is the same as the other one that we did, the first card that we did. We are going to score the front piece here in half. Whoops, come here. So I'm going to do 2 3/4. I'm not going to cut it. Don't cut it. All right. So we scored that. And then I am going to flip it this way. Because then when it opens, it's going to open like this. Whereas the first one, what we did was we did it this way. This one, make sure you're down here. This shaded spruce doesn't like to fold all the way down for me. I like mine flat, but the shaded spruce always likes to pop up. All right, so we've got, this is a piece of our falling snow, I'm pretty sure is what it's called. We used this earlier. It's got those snowflakes on it. And this is going to be glued right here in the center. And we're only going to glue it right here. So how I did that, I just stuck my finger, measured it with you know, my eyes, I guess, and then stuck my finger there. And I'm just going to put glue. And then, that's why I like it straight, like flat, because then I can easily put it on here. All right, and then there we go, like that. So then when you open, it's not attached to this bottom piece. So make sure that's really glued. And we have a base for our middle piece here in shaded spruce, and then we have a piece of basic white. And I'm going to grab our stamp off paper. Come here. And where did my top go? So I don't want to get green all over the place, because I will. Stick that over there. All right, so come here. We're going to do our branches now. So we're going to do pecan pie for the actual branches, and then we have shaded spruce for our pieces, our little, pine pieces. And this one, I'm pretty sure I did the, nope, that was the other one. So this one I did the long one, the big one. This one, it's huge. Yep. Just about got that on me. And so I need to get my biggest block here, if I can find it. It was here. There it is. They're clear, so they kind of blend in. All right, so I'm going to, what is that? Got a piece of something on it. All right, I want to make sure it's flat. All right, so got this on here, and I prefer to do it this way. When I was trying it with it upside down, like the normal way to do it, it had lines. And I totally just got ink on that. So I don't want that on my white. So I'm gonna take a baby wipe and get that off so I don't make a mess. All right, and this is the way I did this. I'm just going to make sure that this point right here is not all the way to the edge, because I want to make sure that I have room for my green pine needles to go. There we go. Stick that over there. So, isn't that pretty? It's pretty just like that. Make a really pretty winter kind of card. All right, and then we're going to get our shaded spruce. And for this one, I actually just used the single piece of the pine needle. I personally thought it was easier on this branch for me. There we go. And I'm just going to line the tip here up with the tip of my branch. And again, this is shaded spruce. And as I stamp them, I'm going to I like to turn my paper, but I'm going to stamp them so they're not all the same direction. And then this one's going off the page, but that's okay. And then I'll put this one here. Let's do this one down. I liked it when they were kind of like all over the place. That was really down. That was too far down. Let's go right here. And then I did 2 here. 3, 2, yeah. We'll do this one here. I didn't get enough green. And then this one. I don't think I can fix that. I'm gonna have to figure that out. All right, where's my chamois? Here it is. And I'm gonna close this up, and then we're gonna get our pecan pie back out, and we're gonna do our pine cones, and I used one of the pine cones. There's two, and they are different. Whoops. They are slightly different, and I think the one I used, well, it has to be this one because it's colored. It's red. So that was my favorite, apparently. All right, so I'm just going to put 3 pine cones. Let's do this one here. Go right here. Let's see. Yeah, I'll put the other one there. So we'll put this one here. Make sure, so I didn't get that green one. And then this one. All right. Isn't that so pretty? And our last part is our berries, and that is going to be this stamp right here, which is this one. And I just used one corner, and I forgot to get my cherry cobbler out. All right, I did cherry cobbler on this, and I stuck this really close to the edge of my block here, and as you can see, this one, that's the one I used. So I just ink it up really close to the corner so that only this one's inked up. And I make sure that's the only one inked up. And then I just stamped my little berries. This does kind of line up on the branches. I just didn't like that many berries for me. So I preferred it this way. Just 2. Whoa, don't put all of that in there. And then we'll go here. And where's the other one? Over here. Make sure. Here we go. So there's our berries. And now we are going to glue. No, we're not. We're going to take our, whoops, I can close my drawer here. We're going to take our, which color did I do that back? I think that was the brown. Let's see. Is this my, yep, this is brown. I just did a very light, I didn't even ink it up. I just did very lightly, just so it wasn't as bright, because you can tell the difference between the whites. And I didn't use the white, I think it's white willow. I didn't use the white willow on this one. So I just did a little bit of brown on the background there, just so it looks on purpose that it is a different white, because it was very noticeable. It was different. All right, put this away, and then we are just going to, somehow I got green up there. We're going to glue this on our mat. Tell you, any dark color, I find a way to get it on me and then on my project. All right, so we are going to put this in the middle. There we go. And then we are going to, whoops, come here. We are going to use our dimensionals and attach it right to our piece of, that's the falling, I think it's called the falling snow. I probably should look. Is it falling snow? Silent Snowfall. Silent Snowfall. Just kidding. All these new names I gotta learn. Silent Snowfall. Whoops. And there we go. And this is just going to go right in the center of that Silent Snowfall here. And yep, it opens that way. Oh, you could have it open the other way. All right. I think that's good. Yep. All right. Then let's do our sentiment. This is the right, sent with lots of love. Yep, sent with lots of love. I'm going to do that on my white, basic white here. And, whoops, I got that stuck on there. That's going to be with Cherry Cobbler. Don't think there's, yeah, this one's not going to fit Happiest of Birthdays. I think that's the only sentiment I didn't use was that birthday one. I tried to do as many of the sentiments as I could, because I liked all these sentiments. Come off of there. Thank you. All right. Then we are going to very carefully put glue on this and then put it on our green. I know it's upside down, but it's okay. I'm just gluing it to the thing here. All right, and then we're going to put a dimensional here in the middle. I think I did, yep, I did just one. And then I'm just going to, whoops, stick this here. I'm going to lightly push that down so I can make sure it's straight before I commit, fully commit. There we go. And again, the other, you can also do it where you stamp right on top. And I advise to, before you put your dimensionals on and attach this, to stamp it first. Okay, and then our inside, it's this one here. We are going to do a cute little branch there. Let me grab this back out. I wasn't done with it. And we're just going to grab that branch again. And then I'm going to do the pecan pie. And I'm not even going to ink all of it. I'm just going to ink a little bit, because I don't need much. That was hard to close. All right. And let's see. I'm going to go, I don't want that piece there. Let's go right here. I'm afraid I got ink on me. All right. And we're going to do green, our shaded spruce. And I'm going to grab him again. Whoops, daggone it. I stuck my finger in it. All right, and then we're just going to do 3 of these. One. If I was smart, I would have done this when I was stamping it earlier, but I forgot. All right, here we go. And then we're going to do our, whoop. Let's see. I don't know what my neighbor's doing out there, but there's like a really loud hum. So if you hear that, I'm sorry. They're doing something. They're always doing something. All right, so I'm going to stamp 3 of these pine cones. It almost sounds like they're sawing something. My office is, office craft room is right up against the wall where their house is. So I hear everything they do. All right, we're going to stick that one there. And then we're going to do our little berries again. And at least my boys, my 2 dogs, are not barking. So we're doing good. They're not barking at whatever they're doing over there. All right, I'm going to grab just, darn it, I got a little bit on there. Just that edge, that little one berry there. And where'd it go? I'm just going to stick these little berries down. I'm going to do 2 there and 3 here. There we go. And then we can glue this down on the inside here. Come here. It doesn't want to come over here. Here we go. All right, so, whoops. Doesn't want me to hold it and glue it down. All right. And again, I did this one like I did the other fun fold, which is the same, it just folds the other way. I did this 5 1/4 by 4, so it matches up with our front here. So you see how it just goes right across. All right. Then we just need to embellish, and for that I used our new traditional sparkling sequins. And I'm going to use the red as a couple berries, and then we're going to use the green to kind of accent around the kind of like this outside here. But see, yeah, you can see like this is a bear. This is one of the red sequins. It's so pretty. All right. And I already need to get another one of these because I'm almost out of my red. The red is my favorite one on here. All right, so I'm going to stick this one here. I'm going to do 3 of these. And let's see, I'm going to stick this one right on top of this. And then I'll do this one here. And then I'm going to do the medium size. I guess it's medium, large, medium, small. Yep. Green. I think this is Granny Apple green. Pretty sure it's Granny Apple. And let's put one right here. That is our 3rd card. Isn't that really pretty? I love this one. It's so pretty. All right, and our final card, this is a really fun one, a very simple one. Is this one right here. Just opens like this, and the these are glittered with Wink Stella. And I did these in different colors because I thought it was going to be fun to show you guys some different varieties. So this is using blueberry bushel. So the card base is blueberry bushel. The bigger tag part, or it's not a tag, it's a sentiment thing. The bigger one is blueberry bushel, and then the ink is blueberry bushel. And then these in the center are, the pine cones are, those are balmy blue on this one. And I used our gold ribbon here, and I used our druzy gold embellishments there. And then this is blueberry bushel, and these are also glittered. And then I did one in strawberry slush. Look how pretty that is. And these are pretty in pink, but so pretty. And the ink is strawberry slush. And this is a not Coastal Cabana, this is Summer Splash. And this one I used our fluffy white ribbon. I thought that was kind of fun. And these are Lost Lagoon. But the one we're going to do is this one right here, and it is Shy Shamrock, because I thought it was kind of fun having a different type of a green than, you know, our normal, a little bit lighter of a green, like a brighter. So for this, we are going to, whoops, stay there, take our card base here, and I'm going to, this is Shy Shamrock. I'm gonna put that there. And then this is our, what is it called? It's not falling snow. Silent Snowfall. And what we're going to do, because here I did the blending brush back there. So I'm going to get my Shy Shamrock out. And then we are going to have fun blending this. All right. I'm going to just start with what I have so I know where I'm at. All right. And I liked it a little bit on the heavier side, and I liked it with the, each of these are the snowflakes. I liked the snowflakes being a bit, like they stood out. I thought that was really pretty. So I went over those a couple of times more than the rest of it. So I just started by going across the whole thing. And I guess you don't really need to in the middle because it's going to be covered with our tag there. And then, whoops, I don't want green on that. Move that out of the way. There we go. And then I'm just going to go around and very lightly go over the individual snowflakes just so they kind of stand out a little bit more. This guy's not, there we go. There we go. All right. I just really liked this this look. I thought it was really fun and different. Not something I thought you would normally see with this bundle. Whoops. That's okay. I think that might be covered a little bit. I just, I thought that I did this, like half of this before the live, but I didn't. I realized that just a few minutes before I went live, and I was like, well, dang, they're going to have to watch me do it. So hopefully you don't mind watching as I go over all these snowflakes. I'm almost done. All right. We've got them here at the edge too. I just kind of tap the edge of my, I'm not even in frame, I'm sorry. I just tap the side of my brush and then kind of take off the extra, and then it's like the perfect amount. I just like tap it on the paper just so it's not full strength there. There we go. Then see, that's what it does when I don't do that. I was thinking something different in my head there while I was doing that. All right. They, I don't know what they're doing next door, but they are distracting me because it just, I don't know what that noise is. It's just this weird humming and it's kind of irritating. Hopefully you guys can't hear it. All right, now I'm going to just go back over and kind of blend in to make it look like it's not got a lot of white or lighter color space. There we go. All right, I'm going to get this one because I don't know if he'll be shown or not. All right, there we go. Now, isn't that pretty? That looks really pretty on camera, actually. The way that that pops. This one needs a little bit more up here at the top. It shows very differently on the camera than it does in person. I think it's prettier on the camera, actually. It's pretty in person, though. All right, so we have this piece, and we are going to use our shaded spruce and gold ribbon here, and it's the thick or the wide ribbon. I love this ribbon. It's so much fun. It's not great for tying a bow if you want to mail your card, but if you want to just use it as trim like this, it's perfect. So I'm just going to make sure this shiny side is up. And then I am just going to eyeball. Come here. And I'm going to get this here centered as best I can. I'm going to flip this over. And I'm going to put a piece of tape on it. Like that. Then I'm going to pull it pretty tight. Try to get it straight. And we're going to tape this side. All right. So it's going to look kind of like that. Then, this is my, we are going to glue our base here, our front. And I'm actually going to put a little bit of glue on the ribbon. That gives it kind of extra security that it's going to stay on there. All right. Yep, it opens that way. Okay. And I'm just going to center this. And the fun thing with this card is you can change the color combo. It was so much fun doing the different color combinations. All right. Now we're going to do our stamping. So we have our Shy Shamrock piece there, and then we have a piece of basic white. And these are not the smallest. This one is the third from the inside, and then this one I think is the third from the outside. Yeah, third from the outside. We'll go from the outside on both of them. And that's not right. I'll tell you. Yeah, that's the third, and that's the fourth. The third and the fourth. Come here. What's stuff? All right, so we're going to, I do need this still because we've got to do our branch. For this one, I used the, come here, the smaller of the branches. And I don't remember if it, yes, it just barely fit on this one. All right, and we're going to go again with our pecan pie. Whoops, I can open it. And I'm going to ink this up. And then I'm just going to kind of go in an upward direction with it. Like that. And then we're going to grab our Shy Shamrock again, and we're going to use the pieces that are in 3. So this one is closer together than the other one. This one, they're a little bit further away. So I just have to figure out which one goes where because I don't remember. Okay, so the ones that are closer together are going to go on this right here. And you can do this on the other branch. I just felt like it didn't match up as well as it does on this one. So I just used the individual on the other card. All right, and I'm just going to try to make sure that I have these sort of on the tips of the branches there. And then I'm going to switch it over and do the 3 that are further apart, which is this one here, and that's going to go up at this top here. And you basically are just putting these points on, I don't know if you can tell on camera. Yeah, you see where it's a little bit thicker on these edges here? That's where they're indicating to you, that Stampin' Up's indicating to you to match it up to those. All right, let's see if I can see. There we go. All right. Then we're going to use, these are in shaded spruce, and we're going to put 3 of these. We're just going to glue them onto this front here. Kind of wherever you want them to go. I just like it to be kind of on that branch. There we go. And I like them in different directions. Whoa, well, that one's already on there. All right. And then this one here. Let's go this way because that one's going that way. There we go. Nice. Then we are going to glue this to our shaded spruce. There we go. I just think the shaded spruce is so pretty, or the shy shamrock on here is just so pretty. Like that. What did I do? Let me see. Yep, I don't need this anymore. Whoops, but I do need those. I do need my shaded spruce. So for this, we are going to put dimensionals on just the top. And I did that because in the middle we've got the ribbon, and if I wanted to move it a little bit, you don't want it on the ribbon because then you're going to pull the ribbon. So I stuck them to the top here. So that when it goes over, it's going to go on the top and bottom of the ribbon, or above the top and the bottom. There we go. That one and this one. And not that way, this way. Is this the way it opens? Yep. And then we are just going to center this here. I thought this was a fun way to use the shaded spruce ribbon, because it's difficult to use it where you can get it in an envelope. All right, just like that. Then for the inside, where did my white? I could have sworn I had a piece of basic white. Well, we are going to cut it real quick. All right, basic white, where are you? Because I want to show you how I did the inside. I could have sworn that I cut it. All right, so this one is going to be my standard 5 by 3 3/4. And come here. Okay, so for the inside here, I am going to go first and glue these down, our pine cones. So I'm just going to glue 1 at the top here and then 2 at the bottom. And I'm going to do the one on the left side of the paper first, and then I'm going to layer the other one on the one on the right on top. And this one's just going to go right here. All right. And this one is Let's use our one that we haven't used. That was the, that's from our family of yours. We haven't done that one, but where's the birthday one? We can use the birthday one so we can see that. Happy birthday wishes. Happiest birthday wishes. And then we're going to stamp this in our Shy Shamrock here at the top. Make sure that's on there. And I'm just going to do it right here in the center, or as close to the center as I can get it. There you go. Isn't that pretty font? I love it. All right, and then we're going to glue this on the inside. There we go. Whoops, I dropped it. It's okay, my green glue saved it. And then we're going to use our Wink of Stella again on these, because it is gorgeous off of this shaded spruce. Oh, the Wink of Stella, it's so pretty. And then we're going to do that on the front as well. And for this one, what I did was I took the Druzy, oh man, what are they called? The Druzy, here they are. Whoops. Adhesive backed embellishments. And I colored the clear ones. And I used the dark shaded spruce Stampin' Blend. But for this one, since we have gold, a gold accent right here on the edge, I want to see what this gold one looks like. So, oh, I ran out of the small ones. Let's use these. So we're going to do a big one here. And then we're going to do, let's do one right here. Oh, I like that. That's pretty. The gold. It's a little bit brighter. And that's our final card. Isn't that really pretty? I love it. And you can do it in any kind of color combination that you want. Because again, we have the blueberry bushel, we have the strawberry slush, and then this is the summer splash. So it was fun to play around with the color combinations of that one. All right, let's take a look at what all we have made tonight. And we've got these two. We've got this one. And our first one is this one. And these two are the same fun fold. They're just folded the opposite direction. So this one sits up like an easel. And then this one pulls out this way. So pretty. You have to let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. I think this is my favorite. I just love the color combination. But this one's pretty too. I like them all. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. For next week, I'm going to be doing the Snowy Delights bundle. And these are the cards that I'm going to be doing. I'm actually going to be filming it, and I'm going to post it up on next Monday night, September 22nd at 6:30 p.m. I'm just going to upload it. So it just won't be live, but still please put comments. Let me know what you guys think of the projects. And my next actual live will be Monday, October 6th at 6:30 p.m. And we're going to be doing the Modern Christmas Suite. It's a really, really pretty suite. Lots of gold and lots of fun. So definitely keep that in your mind. And then next week, again, that will be recorded, and I will pop that up at 6:30 next week. If you haven't already, follow me on all my socials. I have Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You can also join my email list and make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you enjoyed tonight's video, go ahead and put this emoji down in the comments so that I can say thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And thank you again so much for choosing to spend your time with me tonight. I hope you enjoyed these cards, and I will see you guys back here on October 6th live. Yeah, see you then. Bye.